Frère Jacques, frère Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous, sonnez les matines, sonnez les matines, din din dan, din din dan.
The truth is, the average traveller will never come to Lebanon. They've seen the news and noted the warnings. It's easy to subscribe to the fear-inducing narrative, particularly as the country has had a turbulent past. And doom and gloom sells. But that narrative doesn't encompass Lebanon's present state or future. Or does it? Syria that way, Israel the other way, and a new generation of Lebanese youth challenging the old ways of doing things. The fact that the nation, and indeed the Lebanese people, have been able to endure so much turmoil, specifically the civil war, and still maintain some form of normality is a true testament to the resilience of this country and its people.
So yeah, it's been interesting. I'm not sure what I'm going to find this time around. I'm not particularly sure what the narrative is going to be, but that's also part of the interest. My aim, I guess, if I have an aim, is to travel Lebanon and primarily tell a story, I guess, through the eyes of this generation, not the older generation, but this new generation in particular, who are really fighting for the survival, in every literal sense of the word. Is, I guess, the modern state of Lebanon failing its people, really. Yeah, we'll see. I can still hear the morning prayers. I might actually go out and have a quiet reflection. Yeah.
This is called Martyr Square. Martyr Square was built post-Civil War as a memorial to all those who died during the Lebanese Civil War. It also serves as a place of gathering and protest to all the Lebanese that have dissidents, I guess, with the government. So it's considered a political standing point, and as you've probably seen on the news, during the systemic corruption in Lebanon and the government protests, and during COVID, most of the gatherings and protests were held here. This is called Martyr Square. The site of the Beirut port explosion that made the news worldwide. You can see it in the background just here. Over here is a sculpture that was sculpted by a Lebanese artist called Nadim Karam. He built this particular sculpture from the metal from the port explosion itself. And this stands as a memorial to all those who died within that port explosion. Have a look.
A lot of people have lost hope, and I can see that it's happened because of the continuous cycles that we go through.
And you can actually see that within the insane.
Yeah. But I could also say, hand on heart, that the Lebanese are a different breed, and
they're quite resilient, aren't they?
I don't like the term resilient because it has some negative connotations to it, because you're not resilient by choice here.
I really like that.
Yeah.
It's almost like you've become accustomed to that kind of way of life.
You're not resilient by choice
that's
here.
really nice.
It's a matter of survival.
That's really nice.
Really, it
so,
is.
Sarah, can you tell us a little bit about your humanitarian position in Lebanon? What compelled you to and inspired you to want to make a difference? Was there a catalyst, a moment?
I think it's upbringing. I think it's having that connection as a Lebanese immigrant family, to always have that connection to Lebanon.
Absolutely.
And then also, I think the catalyst for me was visiting a few years before that, and getting to meet my cousins in Beirut, and getting to see that there's a big difference to what we see in Australia, how Arabs and particularly Lebanese are portrayed and how they really are.
Absolutely.
So
there's quite a disparity, isn't there?
There's a huge disparity. Yeah. So, being able to come and help where you see that there's gaps, that your background may be able to give you that opportunity or that edge compared to other people. Absolutely. With that international perspective on things, I think really drove me to do it.
So we are now in Hamra, which is one of the main streets in Beirut. And Hamra is considered one of the intellectual hubs of activity, particularly during the 60s and 70s. Now it's more renowned for its nightlife. There's a lot of high-end bars, nightclubs, restaurants on one side of the street. Let's have a little walk and have a look. So this, you can interview her. بدك تحكي مع الكاميرا؟ بعطيك شوي من السنة.
أنا قاعد.
أنتم من وين؟
إحنا من سوريا.
من سوريا؟
محتاجين كثير يا عمو، سوريا تدمرت.
قديش صار لكم هون؟
إحنا صرنا زمان هون.
قديش يعني؟
صرنا من شي 12 سنة هون. سوريا تدمرت كثير.
والله؟
وما عم نعرف وين.
وأنتم لحالكم يعني؟
إيه.
والله. وشو اسمكم؟
أنا لارا، وهذا محمد، هذا يوسف، أختي نصار.
يعني أختك خيك؟
إيه.
يلا الله يوفقك.
لا يا عمو.
الله معك الله معك. I mean, it's almost an obscene amount of wealth in this particular part of Beirut. A moment ago, we were in Martyr Square. We were speaking to Syrian refugees who really have nothing. And then you walk 5 minutes this way, and we're talking about $10 to $15 million yachts. I mean, I'm lost for words, to be honest with you. It really is, yeah.
قديش بشعة بس توصل تبعد دقيقتين مطرح ما كنا. ناس هونيك عم بتتمنى تاكل خبز، بدها تاكل، بدها تروح، بدها تجي، بدها تأمن حياتها، بتصير تترجاك بس اعطيني شي بدي اكل. تبعد دقيقتين من هونيك تيجي على الزيتونة باي، بعيدة عن داون تاون، بس only 2 minutes. تطلع تلاقي اليخت، تلاقي المصاري المزبوط. صار لبنان في طبقتين معيشية، طبقة very 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 rich، طبقة very down. يعني ما في he don't have any money, any money.
أو زعيم بتحبه أو بتأيده بس السرقة هلأ بيسرقونا إلهم من 92 بيسرقونا. لو وصلت الكوفيد على لبنان دارت السرقة مزبوط. دواء بطل فيه بلبنان، خبز بطل فيه بلبنان، بنزين بطل فيه بلبنان، مازوت بطل فيه بلبنان. مين اللي حاكمين لبنان؟ هن السياسية والأحزاب، وكلهم تبع الأحزاب، يعني زعماء الأحزاب هن مستلمين البلد وهن اللي حاكمين بالبلد. ما حدا أحسن، ما حدا يقول إنه والله هيدا لأنه مع إيران مش منيح أو هداك لأنه كلهم أضرب من بعض، اللي مع إيران واللي مع سوريا واللي مع إسرائيل واللي مع أمريكا واللي مع أوروبا، كله أضرب من بعض وما حدا عم يشتغل لمصلحة البلد. كله بده يحاول يركب على الكرسي لحتى يسرق أكتر ما فيه. بلد كلها لبنان جنة، كل العالم تتمنى تجي على لبنان وتشوف لبنان شو هي لبنان، بس سرقوها للبنان. القذافة طرقات ما خلولها مثل العالم والناس. كهرباء بتجي يمكن ساعة يمكن ما تجي، بتنقطع من وراء سرقاتهم، مش من وراء انه لبنان ما في كهرباء. لا بالعكس، لبنان جنة كان على الأرض. كل العالم بتعرف شو هو لبنان. بالسبعينات سويسرا الشرق كان لبنان. بهذا الطقم السياسي لا، ما في فيوتشر، ما في نهائيا. بالعكس رايحين على الأسوأ، على الأسوأ، على الأسوأ. ما بيتغيروا من الداخل طالما إنه الشعب أغلبيته مع الأحزاب. ما بيتغير لبنان، على الأسوأ، على الأسوأ. يعني علينا هلا 200-300 مليار دولار داين على لبنان من وراء السياسيين اللي سرقوا البلد.
So we are currently at the Chef restaurant, which is a world famous restaurant, well known with the expats and also the locals. Made most famous by a celebrity chef called Anthony Bourdain, who featured this restaurant on his documentary. More famous by post-Beirut port explosion, Russell Crowe actually made a donation to this restaurant to rebuild it after it was destroyed, and it made world news. So, yalla, guess what?
Russell Crowe is our godfather, and Anthony Bourdain, when he came to Le Chef, he make it more and more famous, and many people come after him, and many students who studies in the state bring his parents to come to visit and to discover Le Chef. They know Le Chef from the state, and Russell Crowe after the blast, and he said this donation because it's a friend of Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your brand, no garlic, no onions?
انا حاسس حالي هلا اهم شيء قاعدين على طاوله زجل.
حلو.
بدي اخسي وكسعره ونبلش وبعدني يعني، بس انا وقفت هلا شغل فتره حكيم سنان، وبلش فوتوغرافر حكيم سنان، اند ذن خلقت ويب سايت عن النايت لايف، اند ذن هلا خلقت نو جارليك نو اونيونز، وببرم العالم بكتشف بتعرف على اللبنانيه، الناجحات العرب كلهم سوا لبنانيه وعرب، دوكيومنتينج لايف اند هيستوري، واترك لاولادنا فيديوز عن التاريخ، عن الاشياء اللي معقول تروح، ان كان الفخار، ان كان الجراس، ان كان اللي هو، واهم شيء فرجي نجاحات اللبنانيه الكبار او the big success stories around the world.
Why do you do what you do? What is the motivation behind it?
هي شغف، passion definitely، وهي كون لها عدة اشياء، هن كثير. يا جماعه واحد يكون عنده هدف واحد بالحياه، انا اهدافي كثير كتار. واحد ان يكون انستغرام للعالم اللي ما عنده انستغرام، اثنين ان يغير حياه الناس وادعمهم وجيب لهم شغل اكثر، ثلاثه ان يصور الابطال يلي ما حدا بحياته صورهم، heroes that have never been filmed او documented، لانه لإلي البطل هو حدا بينجح مش حدا معه مصاري.
عفوا يعني you feel like you're giving a voice to the voiceless.
عظيم 100%. هيدي هي.
حلو.
أربعة أن فرجي لبنان أحلى بلد بالعالم، عكس ما بفرجوه على الأخبار، لأنه ما بفرجيه إلا دراما واستقبل وليرة وشخطينة أو يلي هو.
مظبوط.
وخمسة أني جرب حط ارسم البسمة على وجه الناس، spreading happiness and sharing joy are my two major mottos. وآخر وحدة اجمع اللبنانيه بالعالم، العرب بالعالم. انا بقول لقمتنا بتجمعنا، صح؟ حوالي هالطاوله اللي فيها يكون عليها حمص وفي عليها يكون شو ما كان. The international language of happiness being food. كيف كلنا سوا بنجمع مع بعضنا بلهجتنا بلغتنا اللي هي اللبنان. To spread that word of uniting شعب واحد and the bonds between كل البلدان.
Well, I think that's what's lacking at the moment, particularly the news that we receive in Australia, as you know, because you were recently in Australia, is just the negativity that we constantly receive. We receive only one narrative, and what you are doing through food, which I think is fantastic, is uniting and bonding the community in a positive way, and I really compliment you for that.
Thank you.
So we are currently in Zgheib, also known as Byblos, which is one of the most ancient inhabited cities in the world. And when I talk about ancient, I'm talking about 5000 BC. Phoenicians lived here, the Romans lived here, the Assyrians, the Egyptians, the Persians, and it goes on and on. The main reason we're here is to speak to a very controversial and political Lebanese rap artist called Nizar. And we're actually on our way to meet him. And he actually hails from Zgheib or Byblos. So this is his hometown. And what I really like about this interview that we're about to see is that we're talking about a 5,000-year-old city. Excuse me, I'm puffed because the stairs are quite steep. A 5,000-year-old city, and we're talking with a very contemporary, young Lebanese rap artist who speaks for the next generation.
بوسط ميت مصطنع متحدى النمط فصمت بعد ما سمع كل مين انتقد او حقد عها الاصابع عم بستثمر بها الفن ما تتوقع استيقاظ.
Thank you, Awashi.
I appreciate
Thank you so much.
I
appreciate this, and I'm very happy that you're here in my city in Zgheib.
I appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much. I suppose on that note, are there any particular themes or messages that you often explore in your music?
Every song has its message. Sometimes the message is clear, sometimes it's underlined, it's hidden. Subtext. But mainly I try to keep a theme in all of my songs. Because one message is to stay true to yourself, stay strong, resist tyranny, never give up.
Which are universal themes,
Which
really.
are universal things.
Yeah.
And this is why it's the projects are always successful because they are not very specific, but they have this theme دايما وراهم.
Well,
so I sometimes يعني art doesn't necessarily have to have a message. Art, but if you have a message, it's a plus.
Very true.
And I try to include it, but it's not the main driver for me to.
It's not
I do not start with a message at all. No.
But I sometimes think that that's the best message is when it comes from the place of the soul.
But this is,
and that seems to translate with you know things we're talking about that are universal, whether it be love, hate, anger. You know,
that's very true.
All the things that we feel as human beings.
It's very basic, and to each person, it's very specific.
And it's very transparent in your music when you listen to it.
It's very direct.
Like you hear it and it hits you in the heart first before the lyrics hit you.
That's the delivery, and the delivery can't be like this without being يعني يكونوا lyrics really from the heart. It has to be from the heart. People will notice. People always notice who is faking it.
انت كلك قلب يعني.
حبيبي انت تعرف.
يمدح يهجب فخر وطني يسرق ورقي يحرق فلمي حافر بالصخر صدى بأدبي مربحت نمطي لبدي ريحت زعلي عتبي لك عتبي هضبي لذا أدبي عربي ضل تحت.
When people tell you affected me so much, I chose my career because of you. I made it with my whatever because you touched my life. You helped me to get out.
It lifts you up.
To get out from depression. يعني you feel that you're doing a lot more. يعني بتحس إنه this responsibility إنه أنا I shouldn't feel not motivated. هلا في people that are counting on this kind of message.
Because you feel there's a weight of responsibility.
Yeah, not a responsibility as much as I love to help. يعني they open a door for me to help وبتحس أنت إنه I can help ليش لا؟ شو أنا I have this in me دايما عم جرب.
I think that's a very noble outlook.
حبيبي man, I try to keep my relationship with my fans personal.
Just one final thing to the camera.
ما بدك.
Would you like to say anything to the audience, particularly to your fans? Is there any final message you would like to leave?
My fans know me quite well and know my message, but I would like to talk to the people who are watching this documentary, especially if they live abroad or are not Lebanese. I would like you guys to give chance to new talents, to give chance to things that you're not used to. You will be surprised, as you can see our friends here gave us a chance and look at where we are right now.
كتير هينة حرامية سرقوا من 40-50 سنة لليوم عم بيسرقوا ووصلنا لهالحالة. الدولار كتير عالي، يعني الدولار تبعنا اليوم ب120,000، يعني الليرة اللبنانية كتير داون. ما في مستشفيات، يعني أنا فتح على المستشفى دفعت بالمستشفى $10,000 هيك، وما كانوا يستقبلوني، كنت عم موت يعني، ما استقبلوني بالمستشفى غير لدفعنا مصاري. بدي اتجوز مثلا، هلا مش قادر اتجوز، لا عندي بيت ولا عندي شيء وانا بشتغل يعني. اوكي اتس فاين.
بحس بسافر من هون.
طموحك انك تفلي تاسسي
اذا ما ضبط الوضع.
اوكي شو حابه تصيري؟
اذا حدا منكم بده يجي على لبنان احكوني قبل بوقت، انا بعمل الدرايفر تبعكم، انا باخذكم بجيبكم، انا بشتغل بالسياحه وهيك.
انا بحملكم الشنط.
That's the reason man.
صباحا في عيري ما وقتها اخذ من كيف يعني. في عندك 4 فصول، شتي، صيف، ربيع، خريف، معروف عنه. شعبه كتير حلو، كتير منيح، بس ما فيش داعي نحكي كل العالم طارق انه الحكام اللي عنا هلكونا، سرقوا لحتى جوعونا على الاخر. معروف بكل بلاد العالم البلد الكبير كيف بيقضي على البلد الصغير، كيف بيقضي عليه، بجوع الشعب تبعه. يعني الاقتصاد تبعه بيشله على الاخر، بس يشل الاقتصاد ويجوع الشعب بيتحكم بالشعب. بصير الشعب بدل ما يكون بيرفكت على الاخر بصير مثل الخروف، بالطعمه وبتحطه على الجرب. هذا هو لبنان، جعان لبنان. بتفرج شو عم يصير فينا من وراء الشعب اللي عنا، من وراء الحكام اللي عنا اللي عم يتحكموا فينا مثل ما بدهم. It's finished, sorry, bye. لبنان هلا عم بيموت، بس حيرجع يوعى لبنان ويرجع مثل ما كان، احلى من ما كان اذا الشعب اللي عنا بيوعى، بس يوعى شوي شو عم بيصير فيه، لوين بده ياخذوه، لوين بده يوصله، بيرجع لبنان احلى من ما كان بكثير.
No one come to here to Harissa and don't feel better when he go. Harissa, مريم العذراء تعطيك power. You feel in your heart you are a strong man. You feel in your heart you are a human. You feel better and better and better. You come, you speak to her, you cry. You feel down. When you come and try to speak with Harissa and Al-Adra, you go is very strong man.
When was the last time you came here?
Last time I came, and every 1 year I came to here. Every 1 year, 3 years.
Okay.
فكل العالم تيجي تزور سيدة حريصة، عن جد بتحس بالباور وبتحس بالإيمان وبالخشوع. العذراء تحميكم جميعا. This is Lebanon.
أكيد وتعترف بسوريا هلا إذا
كثير.
We are literally in the middle of a Syrian refugee camp. There's over 1.2 million Syrian refugees that have been displaced after the war in Syria, and this is one of the main areas.
يفتح فيديو معكم وشوف شو عايزين شو
تحكي معنا؟
هاي ما عندي شيء اسوي بها، ساعة اسوي لها وما عندنا شيء. قالوا هربنا لحالنا.
ما لهم معين، ما عندهم زلمه.
ما عندنا زلمه. قالوا يا اهل الخير ينطوني. هذا اللي اقدر عليه.
العالم بتساعدهم
ما جففنا من البطاطا. ما في شيء.
ضعفوا من البطاطا، ما عم ياكلوا غير بطاطا وخبز.
هالمليونين ونص شو بدهم يعملوا؟
ما سوينا شيء.
خبز ولا ادويه ولا
وأجار براكية.
يعني بالشهر الامم بتعطيهم $25 بس. بدهم يدفعوا كهرباء، بدهم يدفعوا اجار خيمه، وبدهم ياكلوا ويشربوا وادويه.
والله يا يابا، الأجريد حق بنات ما عندنا. الله يوفقكم، الله يسر عليكم ان شاء الله ويحميكم. والله ما عندنا شيء. اجار البراكيه $100. منين اروح انا اجيب حق الجره؟ مليونين حق الجره.
الغاز.
اجار الارض $100. ما عندي.
So we're here at the ancient ruins of Baalbek, built by the Romans in ancient times, and it really is a testament to the engineering and ingenuity of the Romans. I mean, it's absolutely breathtaking, to be honest.
The war is over. The main enemy today is not the soldiers or guerrillas, but the fight for survival in everyday life. And the unwillingness among the political elite to find a solution. Perhaps chaos is good for their business. Lebanon, the jewel once dubbed the Paris of the Middle East.